Welcome back, Silver Stackers. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer, and we have a lot to discuss in this video, folks. I'm always going to keep you in the loop. I post daily videos giving you the newest, latest information. You'll never miss a beat if you subscribe. Plus, you have an opportunity to win some silver, as I do lots of giveaways. Entry video is live. But check this out. Something very interesting has been happening. Usually ending the year, precious metals are bearish, right? People aren't paying too close attention to the markets. They're traveling, friends, family, maybe selling a little bit or not buying silver because of Christmas. But right now, a lot of people are bullish on silver. One in particular is Hecla Mining. I've covered a couple different articles from them mentioning their take, and they are bullish. It is very telling that a mining company, the people that dig this stuff out of the ground, are bullish on silver, especially since silver is a byproduct. It's found by accident. They're usually looking for stuff like gold, lead, or zinc. There's very few focal silver mines. And the last one actually got protested and shut down because of the toxic waste left in the water and all that, which is kind of ironic since silver purifies water due to its antimicrobial properties. Now, of course, that's just an ironic situation. Not saying that the silver would purify that water from the mining site. It's just kind of funny how that goes hand in hand. But regardless, I wanted to cover this article because they are bullish for ways that I 100% stand for. Not looking at the micro, not talking about certain things. We're talking about a mining company pushing the narrative that solar demand will only be possible with higher silver prices. And I quote, "Higher silver prices needed to meet solar demand. You're not going to melt your grandmother's silver at $35 an ounce." It's a very good point. Just like with gold, right? Gold is 75 times more valuable than silver, so people are more likely to scrap gold out of laptops or pawn or sell their grandma's jewelry. But if silver is 75 times cheaper, nobody's going to waste the time to take the silver out of a laptop. You'll make pennies. Or go through your jewelry and go sell that stuff. Especially since most silver is used industrially, where gold, most of it is used for that jewelry and coins and bars. So they're saying that with silver's cheap price, we have to have higher prices if we're going to meet this demand. This is what I've been talking about for several years now. And now everybody's talking about it. I'm not trying to say I told you so. I'm just saying that this stuff is finally becoming mainstream. It's finally becoming common knowledge that this silver shortage is a serious problem. You know how many people over the years have told me there's no shortage? That is a myth, but the numbers do not lie. It's been right there in front of everyone. The Silver Institute, I call the Holy Grail of information, posts this stuff yearly, and it has showed and even record-breaking supply deficits this year. This stuff isn't shocking news. To some it is that don't watch my videos. You guys all have known. But that is where silver's true value lies. That's why my name is Silver Slayer. That is why silver is going to take on a life of its own much farther than gold. Much more opportunity. I also wanted to mention real quick before we jump into this very important article that Miles Franklin has some deals right now. Every Monday, new deals right now. This week, we have 1 ounce Morgan silver rounds, $209 over spot, and 10th ounce 2023 gold maples at $25 over melt. Go send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Silver Slayer sent you. They have everything. Just ask for a price sheet or let them know you want those deals. I will update you on Monday what the new deals are. Send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Silver Slayer sent you. They will hook you up. So investment demand in silver has been fairly disappointing through most of 2023. However, one mining executive said that this is not the segment of the market investors should be paying attention to. Exactly. Everyone's focusing on the micro, the investing side of things, the monetary side of things. You got to be looking at the bigger picture. This is what my channel has been talking about This is what Andy Schectman, Keith Neumeyer, Ted Butler, David Morgan, everyone who I respect and that I think, in my humble opinion, are the most important people to be paying attention to, have all been screaming this at the top of our lungs. People need to wake up. If you think we have enough silver to go green, you're living in La La Land. I forget who said that. I wish I remembered who, but it was like David Morgan or someone. I don't want to, put words in someone else's mouth, but someone did say that. I remember a couple of years ago. But anyways, in an interview with Kitco News on the sidelines of the London Bullion Market Association 2023 Global Precious Metals Conference, Philip Baker, CEO of Hecla Mining, said that investors need to pay attention to the industrial demand, and the solar power sector continues to consume massive amounts of precious metal. Right now, ETF demand is the sideshow. Silver's use in photovoltaic, which are PV cells, solar panels, is going to drive silver prices higher. Also electric vehicle. This is not an issue that will be going away anytime soon. Matter of fact, it's going to get much worse, folks. Every EV company by the year 2030 will be electric. Solar panels will flood the earth. 5G towers, silver lithium-ion batteries, everything, so on and so forth. I know I say this a lot, but I have to repeat myself because there is a lot of viewers, and this article hits the nail on the head. The need for photovoltaic solar panels will drive demand for the next decade. And I always say, if you think silver's bullish now, if you think triple digit silver could hit in a couple of years, imagine in 10 years what silver's price could be. I mean, 10 years ago, a little over 10 years ago, silver was $50 in 2011. And look what pushed silver to that back then from starting in 2008. Things are much more extreme now. We're living in crazy times, so expect crazy things to happen and expect crazy prices. The bullish comment comes as silver price tests the resistance just below $23 an ounce, and right now it is above that, and that's up 9.5% from September's multi-month lows below $21 an ounce. Anyone wondering, silver is $23.37 an ounce. It is 9:48 p.m. EST on October 20th, and that is, I'm recording this late at night because I am a father with a 3-year-old daughter, and I cannot record whenever I want. I have to wait till she goes to bed or her nap time. But anyways, get back on subject. Silver did break above that. So according to data from the Silver Institute, like I said, the holy grail of information, in the last, and by the way, they're very bullish on silver as well. In the last decade, silver demand has grown 150%. Last year, 140 million, let me repeat that. In the last decade, silver demand has grown 150%. Did you know the average price of silver for the last decade has been $15? Demand goes hand in hand with the price, and we know demand is going to grow, so what does that mean for the price? Last year, 140 million ounces of silver was used in solar panels. There are expectations that 160 million ounces will be used in solar panels this year, a 28% increase from last year. And imagine in 5 years what that percentage will be. Imagine in 10 years. You guys got to remember, if you're not planning on selling silver for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you're going to be getting massive gains. And that is not, yes, everything, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you it will. I'm telling you, there is a very, 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 very good possibility that if you sell in the next couple of years, even if it hits triple digits, you will be selling yourself short. A lot of people say silver's not going to do anything. It never will. Those people will be kicking themselves in the butt. In my opinion, they will regret it, in my opinion, because there is so much evidence pointing towards much higher prices for very obvious reasons that some just don't pay attention to, either closed-mindedness. A lot of times it's just ego, or they have a bias, or maybe they sold silver too short and now they're hoping it doesn't go higher so they don't regret their mistakes. Who knows? All I'm saying is silver has much more opportunity than some people realize. According to forecasts from the International Energy Agency, solar panel production is expected to surpass coal power production by 2027. Wow. Baker noted that Hecla's Green Creek operation, the largest silver mine in the United States and the 11th largest in the world, produces 10 million ounces of silver a year. Remember, demand exceeded 1.21 billion ounces this year. He's added, at the current pace of consumption, the world would need at least 2 or 3 new mines that size to meet demand for just the solar sector. Think about that. Really think about that. Just the solar sector. Not the investing sector, not even EVs, because the silver used in EVs is for a completely different reason. Think of the 5G towers. Think of the medical world. Think of all the new uses for silver as we advance technologically, digitally. There's new uses every day. Recycling barely scratches a dent in the surface of this problem. And silver is becoming harder and harder to find. And it's a byproduct. Folks, anyone who says that silver's not going to do anything and I don't know what I'm talking about, those people truly need to wake up. Baker said silver needed to meet growing industrial demand, and they'll have to come from above ground stocks. However, he added that higher prices will be needed before the supply comes into the market. Right, makes sense. But even the above ground stocks is all a deception, which I'm sure they're talking about, and the LBMA and the LME all admitted that their inventories are near empty. Plus, the COMEX is corrupt itself and one day will collapse. Look what happened to the nickel market last year, a little over a year ago. When people realize that all that silver that you think you own online is not a 1-to-1 ratio, it's a facade, that if you're trying to turn in that silver for physical delivery, it would not exist, and that's why you've seen that happen before, or slower production times, or just trading it in like most people do, or forcing that hand. And some even say that every ounce of physical silver you own, 250 other people own that same ounce online. They just think they own it. And that's why I say, if you don't hold it, if you can't hold it, you don't own it. So Baker said that higher prices are also needed to bring more mine supply online. Baker's outlook comes as the silver producer continues to make significant investments in the Canadian mining sector after buying ATAC resources in the Yukon. And I quote, "You're not going to go and melt your grandmother's silver tea service at $35 an ounce," he said. And I quote, "You're going to need higher prices in order to be able to raise the capital necessary to develop these projects," he said. In this environment of rising demand and limited supply or reluctant supply, Baker said, and is optimistic that silver prices will continue to increase. He added that at some point investors will not be able to ignore the fundamental supply and demand of imbalance. Fundamentals. Low supply, high demand does what? Pushes the price up. Some analysts have noted that investors have been reluctant to get into silver as the Federal Reserve has aggressively raised interest rates through 2023 and is expected to maintain these restrictive levels for longer than expected. But at the same time, there are fears that the U.S. Central Bank's monetary policy will push the economy into a recession. Analysts have noted that silver's investment allure has been diminished on two fronts: monetary metal and an industrial metal. Baker said that he sees these two factors as short-term obstacles. And I think those two are what makes silver have that's what gives silver its shine. That's why it has so much potential. He noted that silver remains an important monetary metal and will prove to be an effective hedge against inflation. At the same time, Baker said that the green energy transition and the need for renewable energy could make silver recession-proof. He noted that the government could once again target the green energy sector as a way to protect the economy from a recession, which would benefit silver. I mean, say no more. Great article, great points. I think they hit the nail on the head with this one. It's everything that I also agree with, and those are the strongest points. And it's cool that the CEO of one of the biggest mining companies is the one saying this. He's not saying gold. He's not saying platinum or palladium. He's saying silver. Right? Silver. So, I like this article. Let me know what you think about it. Remember that I am doing a giveaway. You guys do not want to miss it. because the prizes are massive. I'll probably announce the winner maybe like the start of November. I don't know, just in the next couple of weeks. It won't be too much longer as we approach 100,000 subscribers. I love you guys all. If you wanted to purchase from Miles Franklin, remember, we have some deals. Next Monday, I'll announce the new deal. Send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Silver Slayer sent you. They'll hook you up. Very trusted, respected company. So yeah, anyways, thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.